Hello. Fancy seeing you here. Well, seeing as you are here, I might as well part some information. This here podcast contains information and spoilers that may be slightly delicious. Only listen if you're very, very naughty. Oh, good luck, my dears. I'd offer you a fruit pastel, but I left them in the car. Bye-bye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. It's not even morning, doo-doo.
Whoop whoop! Which basically means, hello, this is 9 is 10 Afterparty. I don't know which week this is. I may put this earlier in the run. Wibbly wobbly. And I am joined on a sort of a pointless meander. On a directionless trot. On an aimless wandering.
Oh. You did it.
By Dan Sherratt and Billy Tracy. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Afterparty.
You made it work there. Like, I was worried. We all thought you wouldn't make it work, but it's amazing.
Hey, it's.
How'd you do it?
I sort of open my mouth and hope that I don't swear. Or
and most of the time that works.
Most of the time, but not all of the time, as we may discover. Yeah. Now, people are wondering what I mean by aimless wanderings. I'm not talking about our direction in life. I'm discussing a very, and I'm a bit biased because I'm in some of them, fantastic, brilliant Geronimo Kidneys audio series. I tried to relate it to all the kids out there.
Yeah.
Didn't quite work. Of Doctor Who that's not quite Doctor Who. Do you guys want to elaborate a bit more for those who aren't familiar?
Yeah, I've been asked on several occasions to explain what Aimless Wanderings is, and every time I've not been able to.
Okay, so could you explain what Aimless Wanderings is?
Okay, here we go. So it's a fan audio series with various different doctors. They're all fan doctors, but they're all channeling elements from the original series. But it's a series of comedy audios. That's the important thing. It's funny, and we've created our own little universe around them. Dan, can you think of anything worth adding on?
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of people would understand who exactly we're playing, and I remember in one of our YouTube videos, someone thought that I was playing a gay Peter Davison. But we're not, luckily.
So you don't play the gay Peter Davison Doctor?
No. Like I said,
it is in the notes. It is in the notes. Gay Peter Davison. I honestly I don't know what it is about your.
It wasn't intentional.
It makes sense though. You know, when you think about it like that.
What I like about that is you started describing what Aimless Wanderings was, and then just as you prophesised, it kind of turned into an explanation that became its own thing that doesn't quite make sense, but it still does. So take us through. I mean, for starters, let's nail something.
Okay.
Giggity, steady on. You're both big Doctor Who fans.
Yes.
Yeah. Just
yeah. What age did you join it? What age did you become an anorak? Which is now a cool term, apparently. Anoraks are cool.
Well, I think really more 2005 for me, but I sort of told this to Billy a few times that I, in the past, so just before it, I sometimes on UK Gold, remember they used to do like repeats on UK Gold, but all I ever saw was Tom Baker and Sylvester McCoy, and I was always confused. Why Tom Baker suddenly was Sylvester McCoy? And like, what's going on? Is this definitely the same show? I was completely confused with what's going on, and it just seemed to be like the same few episodes that was playing on. So, but yeah, it was sort of 2005 really.
The Rebus operation, sort of part 2 of Curse of Fenric, just on repeat, just continuously. How about you, Billy? Where did you leap in with your tiny child mind?
I have no idea how old I was. I was too young to remember my age.
Oh. 10 then.
So, yeah, maybe.
20
years
old.
I grew up with VHS's all Dalek stories. Not all of the Dalek stories, but they all were Dalek stories.
So you've been hiding them.
Yeah. I had John Pertwee, Peter Davison, and Sylvester McCoy. Mostly John Pertwee. One Peter Davison story, which is Revelation of the Daleks, and it's a he's a bit useless in it, to be honest. So I don't really never really thought of him as a doctor. It doesn't help that like the Pete Davidson on the cover doesn't actually look like Pete Davidson, and the VHS cover he's ginger. So I was watching most of it again, and it's like, is Turlo the doctor?
So when's this bloke on a front cover going to show up?
Yeah.
Does he steal this man's coat?
Well, yeah. And obviously Sylvester in Remembrance. So. But yeah, I mean, like, I remember before it came back in series. I mean, I wasn't a massive fan, but before series 1 came out, I remember me and my little brother Seb watching VHSs in the lead up to it, sort of to prepare ourselves, because it was just quite exciting, something that we'd sort of grown up with. Yeah.
How about the series 1 trailer? I've got to bring that up. We were chatting about it earlier today. But like the series 1, when that
well,
first...
we don't want to talk about it too much, because...
Not too much. No, I think that's
you want to save that for your commentary on the series 1 trailer.
Oh yeah, no, that's
your minute and a half commentary, which is going to happen.
It is going to happen.
Yeah.
We jest, but for those who take note now, keep your eyes and ears out.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be spectacular. Spectacular.
Well, I don't know if that's the right word. More marvellous, really.
Yeah, brilliant.
Marvellous.
It's going to be bonkers. Probably get in trouble for that, but I don't mind. Okay. So, what about the series 1 trailer? That lands, that bad boy arrives. Because we'd all heard it was coming back by this point, actually, and we all were aware that it was returning.
The first thing that I ever saw was, quite coolly, in Blackpool. So I don't know why it was in Blackpool, but a massive billboard.
Was it in the Illuminations?
It was a
prior year or something?
No,
it
was like right by the tower, and it was just this massive billboard. That sort
Oh,
of
I
famous
know, yeah.
With the doors open the wrong way.
Slightly the wrong way. But I was like,
And Billy's majestic quiff. She had a fine quiff. Was it the following year that they included Doctor Who lights in Blackpool, though? But I think it was just like an image of the Doctor and Rose and stuff, and a few bits and bobs.
See, I'm sure they've still got them now, and it's just like series 3 and 4 stuff. And
Later on, yeah, they added like Davros and the Vashta Narada and all this.
I don't think they've actually changed it.
Sounds about right.
Paul Matt Smithy, nothing.
Sounds about right, though, for the Blackpool Illuminations. We've got these Curry ones from 1987. These still work, kind of. I remember digging the living hell out of that trailer when it arrived, because, like yourselves, I had elements of Doctor Who. I had a couple of the books, I had some of the videos, I got a couple of the DVDs in the early run and thought, this is fantastic, I bloody love this. Like, this is that thing that my dad was excited about in 96 that never came back, strangely. Alright, on the realms of comedy Doctor Who, did we all watch The Curse of Fatal Death going out in 1999?
I don't think I watched it on the night.
Did you not witness it with your eyes?
I did see it. I've seen it since, and it's perfect, isn't it? It's wonderful.
I tried to tell if you're being sarcastic, but I hope you're not.
No, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not actually being sarcastic.
I was waiting for like a pause.
Everyone seems to
pause.
assume that like everything that Stephen Moffat writes, for some reason I hate it. But no, I really enjoy it.
Billy, famously, you hate Doctor Who, though. Isn't this true?
Yeah, this is true. I don't have the energy to dispute it anymore, even though it's wrong. Like I'll just say, do you know what? Fine, think what you like. I hate it. Fine. Yeah, you win.
So, apart from Billy being evil, Dan, you and I, did we both agree it's kind of funny, or where do you stand on The Curse of Fatal Death?
Yeah,
with His Majesty.
I
that Billy doesn't grasp.
Poor Billy.
For anyone wondering, I just pulled a face.
He did. It was glorious.
Oh, and it's Rowan Atkinson as the Doctor.
It is pretty spectacular.
I'm not being sarcastic here, he's perfect.
Exactly.
It's pretty damn cool. So, however, probably the only time Doctor Who's ever sort of been done for laughs in the history of the show, at that point anyway. Like, apart from other things pastiching it, like Lenny Henry sketches and things like that. Doctor Who always took itself, not overly seriously. It's still about a bloke in a blue telephone box travelling through space. But it never really kind of poked fun at itself as much. Do you think the series is more aware of it now? Do you think it's open to it more?
So
now?
it's sometimes excruciating.
And now we've just got that all the time. It says it every series now. Madman in a box.
I'm a madman in a box.
Or an idiot in a box.
An idiot in a box.
It's very excruciatingly like knowledgeable of its stuff. It knows exactly what it's doing, and it plays around with the zeitgeist. Maybe more than is necessary now.
It can be oversaturating, like from time to time. But talk to me, tell me, Doctor Who comedy merged correctly. How did you guys reach that point? When did you sit down and go, we want to have a bash at this. We want to create stories that are fully aware of what they are.
I think, like, if asking that question, I mean, you seem to be making the assumption that we know what we're doing.
We haven't
And that
seen
is
it.
not.
No, God, no.
The idea, like, I think it was mine, but when you get an idea, it mutates and grows into something else, and I don't think I had anything to do with that. It just sort of came to life by itself and changed.
So what you're saying is you created a sentient conception.
A concept that it's alive.
Oh God.
And it's terrifying and brilliant in equal measure. I'm not even being humble. I don't care. I love it. I love it to bits. Aimless Wanderings. It's great. I'm assuming you're talking about Aimless Wanderings.
I am talking about Aimless
It's awkward if we're going like, yeah, Five fans. So
what's that? I don't know what that is. I'm talking about Aimless Wanderings. I don't have no clue what Five fans is. But right, here you go. Let's convert people. For those who have seen the dipped toe of Aimless Wanderings into the Five fans pool, because we've had a few appearances of the Pompous Doctor and the Sorry Doctor have appeared in Five fans videos, and obviously Aimless Wanderings occasionally gets a trailer on Five fans. Convince them. Convince the people who are on Five fans who've not tried it out yet. What should they do?
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris. I think you should probably give it a go.
Oh,
because either Dan and I will either be coming across as too humble or a bit too cocky.
Okay. Do you want
And
to feed me words?
you're in it a bit, but you're just an outsider enough to maybe sort of appreciate.
Do you want to feed me words?
That would be kind of missing the point, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily. You could do it really quietly, and no one will know.
Well, with my hands.
Yeah, okay. You're right. Tell me how to advertise it with your hands. Go listen to Aimless Wanderings because it is like an accordion that you can throw over your shoulder, and you can elaborate upon it, and
Perfect.
it's like a mime in a box.
There you go.
That's cool. That could be the next trailer. We'll clip that up separate.
I'm so invested within the universe, and I'm planning ahead quite a bit, and I kind of love the characters. Not all of them are my creation, so I can't try and sell it to someone that knows nothing about it anymore.
You need an Ed Russell.
We need to hire
You need
an
a brand
Ed Russell.
Hire Ed Russell. It's not like he's busy with anything at the moment. He's not
Yeah.
working on a sci-fi show or anything.
It'll be fine.
It'll be great. You'll be sorted. You'll be set for life, gents. You can make this happen. Ambition. Well, let's go into the top trump style of it all then. Let's spill it out. Tell me about each of the Doctors.
Okay, shall we do it in order?
Let's do it in order. Yeah, let's go from the very beginning.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
very beginning.
First one.
Yeah.
The original Doctor.
The original, you might say.
Yes.
Which he did say.
We don't see very much of him. He doesn't have any of his own adventures.
To be perfectly fair, but you don't see very much of any of them.
Well, that's true, actually, when you think about it. But even then, yeah. I mean, you don't see very many of them, but you see him even less.
If that's possible.
If that's
even
possible.
less than the rest.
Exactly.
So,
But yeah, you don't get any of him, very much of him at all. He's sort of hinted at, but he never joins in any adventure. We never see them happen. We kind of like having that sort of shrouded in mystery. Kind of like in the official show, the Doctor's childhood and whatnot is by and large kind of hidden away.
For now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
one day we will bring in an original Doctor, but it has to be someone really special to play him,
Peter Cushing.
like Peter Cushing or Nick Clegg or someone. Or Barack Obama. These are all people on the list.
So you're aiming quite sort of reasonably then. You're not aiming too
Yeah,
high.
I mean, we don't want to overreach.
There's a glass ceiling. And you're sticking very much.
We don't want
underneath
our
it.
waxen wings to melt in the sun.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we could presume that the original Doctor is very much kind of
Very
what we
William
know
Hartnell-y.
of the Doctor,
Yes.
how we'd imagine a Doctor to be.
It's worth noting all our Doctors meet up quite a bit. The best, I tell you what. Here's a comparison for you. It's Aimless Wanderings is kind of Big Finish meets throw in a lot of comedy, and then meets the Avengers.
Okay.
In terms of format, okay. So all our doctors, they go off and have their own sort of waves of adventures, and at the end of that cycle or phase, if you will, it'll have a multi-doctor story afterwards, very kind of Avengers fashion. Yeah, it works.
It sums it up. Yeah, so there's phases leading up to the that's a good way of putting it.
And so I can't remember what the question was. Oh yeah, so what we're talking about.
We're gonna skip to the first Doctor whose adventures we could experience.
Okay,
which is Fruit Pastel.
Fruit Pastel, yes. Fruit Pastel is essentially kind of a Tom Baker on acid. He's
so
not
Tom Baker offset.
He's not responsible. He's hilarious. He hands out fruit pastels and he's very scary. Like, he's the only Doctor to break someone's fingers so he can fly a plane. He owns a pub called the Rotten Pastel.
Where's the pub again? Where is it?
It's somewhere in Gloucestershire. It's in a village called Pastelbury in Gloucestershire,
which is a real place.
I'm sure it is.
Look it up, kids.
They don't include it on some maps because it's not deemed important enough.
No. But if you search the Rotten Pastel on Yelp, I'm
sure you'll find it.
Yeah, you'll probably find it somewhere. There'll be a review.
Ask Jeeves.
You could ask Jeeves and he'll tell you.
And, we've had specials with Fruit Pastel, but he's going to have his own wave of adventures coming up that we're quite excited about, where he'll be travelling with Dilbert the Dalek.
So a Dalek companion.
A Dalek companion who's friendly.
If you've not heard these yet, and you've heard that, and you're still not interested, you're dead. You're dead inside.
It's too late.
But Dilbert's played by himself, but the Fruit Pastel Doctor is played by
Benji Clifford.
Benji
Clifford does voice Dilbert, so it is. Don't
essentially ruin the magic.
Sorry, this is making it more magical. Just think Benji just like talking to himself.
It's like when you find out that Walt was Mickey for the first 20 years. You don't want to do that. But Benji also appears a lot throughout the rest of the other Doctor's adventures, playing various villains and stuff.
Benji
as well.
Clifford is our hugely talented monster man. That's his official title, his official position. He plays the Daleks, the Cybermen. He's very high standard. I'm surprised we've not had to pay him. If he's listening to this, I don't want to get any ideas.
No.
I bought him a hat, so I'm hoping that'll appease him for now.
You have to make a sacrifice.
Yeah,
it's like we can't pay you, but we have brought you this lamb.
Yeah.
And also, I think Benji's biggest recurring character, as far as I could tell, you could probably confirm it based on appearances, is Eric Klieg.
Yes, Eric Klieg.
From Team of the Cybermen.
Team of the Cybermen fame. Sometimes we will bring in the odd character from the classic or the new series like Eric and just expand upon him because, he deserves it. A larger-than-life character must of the world. He needs...
Such ambition.
I think it's mostly Benji who does this, actually. He takes characters from the classic series and just wants to expand on them, and I'm just there going, this is amazing. I'd let him get on with it, and it's just become, and the radiophonic workshops in it as a multi-galactic evil corporation that owns everything. We'll have Bilal of Death to the Daleks fame appearing in Fruit Pastel's first wave as well as a companion.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I think you might have heard it here first, actually.
Exclusive. Little nod there. We're parading that one about. That'll be the headline.
That is that is the TARDIS trio to watch.
Sorry,
I feel like
I love how it's a separate universe, but still, there's going to be if you're
some things are different.
If you're a long-time fan of the show of Doctor Who and you love the classics of the new series, there's going to be stuff that makes you go, "Hang on, what? Wait, that's that guy from that thing." They're sticking around.
Oh, it's a huge variety of stuff. There's
the Big Finish of post Big Finish. You're keeping Doctor Who alive by bringing back to life stuff that doesn't necessarily need to be kept alive, but it's all the better for it.
It doesn't need to be kept back to life until you listen to it and you realise how did you manage to live without it.
Especially Eric Klieg. I mean, I feel sorry for him. You introduced his brother as well, Derek
Klieg,
who's slightly worse, if not more maniacal.
Oh yeah, Derek Klieg.
Skipping ahead an incarnation, we have the Sorry Doctor.
Or gay Peter Davis.
Or the gay Peter Davis Doctor, played by yourself, Dan. So give us a bit about Sorry. Tell us more about Sorry and his ways.
I goodness. Sorry, probably the most. Could we say useless? He will literally run away. He will not run towards the danger as most doctors do. He will run away from it, and
like a sensible human being.
Yeah,
even though he's not a human being.
No.
He's our man in beige.
That sounds like a lost spy thriller. The man in beige.
I mean, like all the Doctor's stories are different. Like the fun with the Sorry Doctor is putting him in the most difficult situation possible. Like here's the classic Sorry Doctor adventure. He and his companion David will end up accidentally joining a cult, and it'll all be about them trying to get out of it. Like, oh, so we're in this cult. I quite like being part of things. But the part where we don't, where we kill people, I'm not sure about that. Is it okay to take away that rule? That kind of thing. It's that. So, yeah, the best. I think
approaching adventures instead of with there's a wrong and it must be righted. More of a didn't really want to be here. Is there any chance we could maybe leave?
The best part of the Sorry Doctor adventures for me anyway is the double team, the Sorry Doctor and his companion David, played by Dave McLaughlin. Of course, the classic companions don't have surnames. It's just those two bouncing off each other. It's Second Doctor and Jamie. I think it's our kind of little sort of homage to them, I guess.
A
little bit different. Actually, very different, but David is the Doctor's every bloke companion, so he'll be like, "Oh, I'm not going to try an Irish accent, sorry," but he'll be like the voice of reason, whilst Sorry so it'll be a little bit pathetic about things. But all of that is going to be changing. It's with one of the things we do with Aimless Wanderings is we take our, even though it's very much comedic and there's a lot of parody and stuff, we do like to take our characters in different directions, and they do develop over the course of the series. The only Doctor that kind of remains a constant is pretty much Fruit Pastel, because he can't change. He's terrifying. He's a fixed point.
He's
wrapped in a scarf.
He's a nightmarish husk housing an evil vessel that's steering itself around the universe.
But my God, will you
puzzles.
laugh at him? Yes.
Yeah.
My God, is he funny? Sorry, Doctor.
Come on, Dan. There's got to be one thing that Sorry can stand up for. If he's really pushed his back's against the wall.
Well, see, I would say something, but there's something coming up in his next wave, which almost is going to be like the one thing that he hates, which is actually based on something that happened to me in real life
experience.
Can I say slightly? There's a town. I'm not going to say the town. There's a town in the UK which I had.
There's a town in the UK which as a town on Twitter picked on Dan.
What the living hell?
Do you want to say what happened? Go on.
Okay, so we passed through this other place first to go towards this other town.
Okay.
And I thought
let's call the town Point B. You pass through Point A to get to Point B.
So
the
Point A, we passed through it, and it was almost like the place that time forgot. Like there was one bus that I don't know where it was going to, and it looked like desolate almost, and I was just like. That's what
was it led by horses?
It looked like it's supposed to be, and we just went through there, and I'm just sort of saying this like place that time forgot, and then someone else replied to me saying, "Oh, where are you going?" And then I said, "Oh, I'm going to Point B." Then loads of other people thought that I was talking about Point B, which is a much larger town than Point A, which. To be honest, Point A probably don't have phones anyway, so they probably didn't know about what I was saying anyway. So Point B thought I was talking about them, and then almost like a Twitter account that represented the whole town
of Point B
responded to me, plus another couple of people sort of making fun of the place that then I lived. So
I've never heard of someone getting picked on by an entire town on Twitter, but it had to be Dan. It could only have been Dan.
It's like a modern equivalent of like a witch hunt.
Yeah.
Like they just ganged up on you completely. It's like over the internet we're carrying you to a burning pyre. This is
But
what you get for knocking us.
Yeah, but that's the source of inspiration for a story.
We're
and-
going to see the sci-fi adaptation of that concept.
Right, yeah.
But the important thing to know is that the Sorry Doctor is going in a very interesting direction, and he's not going to be as cowardly as he starts off as.
He sort of moves towards a sort of another Doctor. I'm not going to say which one, but we sort of move towards another Doctor who I quite like. I'm not going to say which one.
Channels.
So there's development, which is perfect for long-term listening as well. If you listen to one story and you pick one out, you're in for a laugh, you're in for a good time. But if you stick around, there is something to hold you there. And speaking of development, one Doctor who recently underwent one hell of a big change in his personality was the next incarnation, the pompous Doctor.
Yeah, he's still going through it now.
It's
not over.
His change is not finished yet.
No, I mean, a lot of people think like after our big multi-Doctor special War of the Doctors, that it's over for him now, but it really isn't. He's still got quite a way to go.
He's got a lot of living through.
Well, we read the script.
We did yesterday. We did a table read of two human beings in a room. If anyone had walked in on that, it would have seemed so bizarre. To us, it was great because it was like, oh, brilliant story, context. Oh, fantastic, we can hear how it flows, brilliant. Everyone else just walking in and just like, are those two insane? What the hell are they doing? They're shouting at an iPad.
So the next Doctor is the pompous Doctor, and he's kind of the Doctor that we kind of started with. Like he started off in like Five Who fans as sort of a jokey character that kind of came in and told me the classic Doctor Who's actually great.
Stick around to the end of that video, people.
Yes.
Don't judge it in the first 2 minutes.
Oh, I'm tired of talking about that one.
But Pompous Dog sort of encapsulates like certain traits and everything on first appearance of like a certain Doctor in particular.
Oh, he's a love letter to Colin Baker. Let's not lie. Let's not lie about
Let's
that.
not beat around the Colin Baker bush.
Exactly. He's very kind of channeling Colin Baker and John Pertwee. Both great Doctors. To me, anyway. I love them. And best costume as well, of course. Best Doctor.
Let's just put it
that's
out
what
there.
that's what he'd be saying anyway.
Well, no,
personally, my favourite's the next one, but we'll talk about that in a bit. But anyways, the pompous Doctor is a sort of bit of an arrogant piece of work. It's a bit he's pompous, It's just.
We last night, some would say enjoyed, some would say subjected ourselves to the twin dilemma. We decided to sit down and watch it together, and you see such an uneven, sort of undecided portrayal of what the Doctor is going to be from this point forward. Like they know he's going to be brash, they know he's going to be unnecessarily sort of be a bit more clipped toward his companion. His attitude toward Perry's kind of nasty in places and everything, and Colin's sort of trying his best to make it intriguing and a bit of a mystery, because that was the intention, wasn't it, to bring the mystery back to the character.
Well, I don't know about that. I think that was more for Sylvester.
Oh well,
Colin, they
definitely
just wanted to do something different,
especially with like sort of the stuff Andy Cartmel was laying down with Sylvester. They definitely wanted to.
They wanted to bring the Who back, but with
it's sort of the unpredictability with Colin. Wasn't it?
with Colin, it was more like after you'd had a very safe Peter Davison.
Yeah. I never liked that one.
Yeah.
He literally says that, doesn't he? I was never happy with that incarnation.
After that straight Peter Davison we'd had, we kind of wanted
the second best Peter Davison.
we wanted Colin.
And Pompous kind of encapsulates a lot of Colin's brash attitude, his sweeping arrogance.
Oh yeah. It's wonderful. Oh, it's great. And he travels through time and space with his pug dog Martin, who serves as the companion for the first 2 or 3 waves.
It's sort of he's a companion in wave 3.
Yes,
he's
he is.
A little less so. He sort of
gets a bit.
He's like the chameleon of wave 3.
Yes,
he's
bound.
wheeled out for a few
TARDIS
stories.
Bound. Yeah.
Sorry to do Martin an accidental disservice there. He's the chameleon of wave 3.
That's a compliment.
Fair dues.
That's not mine.
What happened was
I'm surprised Chameleon's not appeared yet.
Well, look at Benji ideas. Look, he'll be next.
Yeah.
Well, Martin, of course. Oh my god! I mean, let's face it. A Dalek's companion is a big stretch already.
Yes.
People have been a bit like, hang on, wait. Pug dog. How the hell do you make a pug work as a companion?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you make it work?
There you go. That's the question. That is the question. I don't know.
That's the $100 question.
I don't know. I just enjoy it. I was kind of obsessed with pug dogs at the time and still am. I think it's actually grown since. Dan is not happy about it. Silently seething.
Dan, is it true you hate small dogs?
I might have a
He didn't
slight-
say no immediately. That means yes.
Just the ones that can't breathe properly. But yeah, it's just a fun idea. Let's bring a pug dog in, and the Doctor's almost pretty much talking to himself. But yeah, it's interesting because in the first wave, it's Martin that solves all the problems, mostly unintentionally. He's not a clever dog. But in the second wave, he's the one that's causing all the problems. There's one where there's a story called The 11 Doctors, where Martin actually accidentally wheezes on the console, or throws up on the console or something, and that launches the Doctor into the TARDIS breaks or something, and he walks out. And we thought we'd do a story called The 11 Doctors because that's what everyone wanted for the 50th at the time. So that we gave them just that, and it was 11 pompous Doctors, all from very similar points in time. And he has to navigate through this adventure from one Doctor to the next. I've been told it's an interesting one.
I really enjoy that one, but the title was a sort of a beautiful cheeky mislead as well, because everyone naturally was going, oh, "Brilliant! Well, someone's done it." Oh, it's 11 of the same Doctor.
That's what the 50s should have been. 11 Matt Smiths.
That, you know what? That would have been, Stephen Moffat would have loved that. He would have sat back on his velvet
I think we
throne
all would.
and gone, "Well, you asked for it, and there it was." It was 11/11.
But he's
Smokes on a pipe made of $100 bills and gold.
But Pompous is
It's
joined.
the BBC. He's not smoking on a gold pipe.
He's joined later by Tim and Ren for his third wave, Darker Past, where we take a little bit of a different direction.
Who plays Tim? I can't remember.
Some bloke.
Some bloke off Telebox.
Yeah, I don't know. He's on CITV or something. Stephen Mulhern.
That's it.
Yeah, he plays him. Yeah. Disclaimer. No,
Matt Baker, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh no, he's canon. Matt Baker's canon,
Oh yeah.
so he can't play it. He's presenter making spaceship cake in Aliens in London.
He's joined. He's boined.
He boings with.
Yeah, he's boined. He's joined by Tim, played by Christopher Johnson.
Yeah,
Who was in this room with us.
Yeah, he doesn't want to contribute though,
and
he's shy.
who is an apprentice Time Lord, as well as Ren, who is an American.
Well, that's not the things you said aren't false.
Yeah, I just don't want to give too much away for people who haven't listened to it.
Yeah, no, I was going to say like Ren's story.
Ren is
Ren's
from
story
a
shouldn't be
post-apocalyptic Cardiff.
We'll put it this way. Let's give the title of her debut story, because the concept of that one alone is bloody brilliant.
Her debut story, or the one that she
Well,
appears-
the
she meets
one that
Doctor
she
for the first
chronologically first appears in for her.
time. For her, that's Daleks of the Apocalypse. Zombies, Daleks, Davros. Do I need to?
No, I was going to say that kind
Do
of.
I need to say anything else?
I was looking for a tagline and I got it. Zombies, Daleks, Davros. Do I need to say anything else?
Why haven't we had Daleks, zombies, Davros, Dalek zombies?
There you go. There's your hook. If you're not listening yet, we're going to come round to your house and hurt you.
And Dilbert gets a name check, doesn't he? Is that the expression? Gets a name checked, he gets mentioned.
Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he gets Chekhoved, but not Chekhoved, but Chekhoved. Chris, do you want to say anything about playing Tim? No. All right.
He's lovely.
Selfish, isn't he?
We
He's
do.
selfish.
Tim is lovely. But the thing is,
Tim
with,
is great. Tim's alive.
the thing is with the third wave and War of the Doctors, we kind of move in a different direction in terms of tone. We're starting to tell a darker story. The third wave is called Darker Past, after all. And I mean, we tried to keep the comedic elements, but like we kind of do want to tell these slightly darker stories, but at the same time, we still want people guffawing as well.
Well, let's present the premise of War of the Doctors for those wondering, sort of illustrate how it goes into how it takes a darker path. Mild spoiler alert for people. If you don't want to know anything about it, pause here, go to aimlesswanderings.co.uk, start listening.
Can we have like a big alert?
Let's make one now.
Spoiler.
Sort of medium alert. It's got like a medium alert. The basic premise of War of the Doctors is...
Hold on, I've got it. Wait for it.
Oh, he's got a synopsis, the official word.
Okay.
This means I don't have to check copyright.
It's coming up. Okay. What if one of the Doctors... Here we go. What if one of the Doctors really lost it? What if Doctors were actually pitted against each other in the way that we sometimes have them pit against each other in our heads? We've seen the Doctors sass one another, but what would happen if it was taken to the extreme? The Doctors are summoned together to stop an incarnation that has gone rogue. As uneasy alliances are made and two immense forces gather against one another, the universe begins to unravel into chaos. The Doctor is at war with himself.
Boomting.
Dun,
Get
dun,
at it. This all spirals from, again, mild spoilers, but Pompous realises he doesn't want to be the next incarnation.
Mm-hmm.
He can't stand him. He can't stand to see...
That's
himself
the beauty
become
of
the next
these multi-Doctor
version.
Stories, because like in our versions, like you know in like the official canon, they just ignore each other.
Yeah.
Like so they automatically like forget afterwards for some reason. Timelines out of sync or some nonsense like that. In our story, what happens is they remember every multi-Doctor encounter, so they know each other by face once they've met each other for the first time, but once they regenerate, they forget all of their multi-Doctor experiences. It's like it's a defense mechanism. So every Doctor is experiencing that adventure for the first time, but they don't forget each other once they've met their other incarnation. Obviously, if their incarnation's earlier than them, then they know who they are already. But so that's a fun thing to play. And you will sometimes get the odd sort of cameo from another Doctor coming in, and they'll recognise each other and go, "Oh God, it's him again."
But
and
specifically for Pompous, it's
Pompous,
it's here again with him.
Yeah, Pompous knows what he's going to turn into, and he is terrified by that thought. He does not like the sound of it.
So let us jump forward to the thing that causes Pompous to have sleepless nights.
Yes.
The fourth audio Doctor, or the fifth incarnation, fourth one that we spend time with, Dynamite, the Dynamite Doctor, portrayed by John Cranston, formerly a Five Who fan, now deceased.
By Beard.
Yeah, because he was drowned by Beard and regenerated into a girl.
It's the Dynamite Doctor is
bringing it all together.
Is David Tennant and Matt Smith parodied. I think I've heard it described by Richard and John as the brandification of Doctor Who.
He's the lunchbox Doctor. He's the one that's going to have.
Oh yeah, he's on all the lunchboxes. He's one of my favourites.
The only one that'll have a figure.
Until they release a box set with the rest of them in, like 10 years later, but it'll be about 70 quid.
And they'll all be smaller than him.
Yeah. He's got a billion accessories. They've just got like a bag. Like, there you go.
Just a carrier bag.
So Dynamite Doctor's living very much in a current series style world. His adventures sort of fit that.
Yeah, he's got a catchphrase
tone and everything. And
yeah, his stories also. All the other Doctors have audio adventures. He has audiobooks.
Just very much, again, like sort of the new series
in the same way, like because we're just having fun, like 'cause with the official releases, we've got Big Finish for the classic Doctors where you get to hear their adventures, and then with the new series, the only kind of stuff you have available for them or audiobooks that for other people reading. Obviously, for Dynamite's first wave, which is coming up for us, but it might already be out by the time this is released. We've got actual actors to come in to voice the parts. So we got John actually playing Dynamite. I'm narrating it this time because previously it was John narrating it. But we still get to hear Dynamite in audio adventures for multi-Doctor stories. So. But yeah, so we get other actors. It's going to be lovely. And
that's what's quite nice about having one that is very specifically set within the current mindset of the series and the modern thing, is because when obviously you get Pastel and Sorry and Pompous together, there is that very loving homage to the older Doctors and their approach to adventures, and sometimes like the way they speak and everything.
It's great how Dynamite treats. He just sort of treats them so much like pathetic.
He outwardly
because like, his adventures are just so explosive, and theirs are just like try and just fix a cabbage or something. Like that.
That's coming up in wave 3.
Oh, that's an exciting one. You're meant to be quiet about that one, Dan. That's a big spoiler. That's the series finale.
That was the big. We've got Gabrielle Wolfe voicing the cabbage. You know, it's going to be the most dramatic cabbage of all. But exactly, it's that whole thing. It's almost again like the mentality of, you know, and if this is you, sort your ideas out. But the mentality of the 14, 15-year-old fan who's grown up with the new series and is kind of repulsed by the idea of an older, cheaper-looking show. They just immediately dismiss it. Dynamite kind of embodies that a little bit.
Dynamite outwardly says on several occasions that he doesn't regard aspects of his previous incarnations as canon. We do break the fourth wall a few times, but I don't think we do it enough to be distracting. But there are literally nods to it. I'm surprised none of us have wished them a Merry Christmas yet. If you argue that like it's not enough, you know, it's too different, then the original series did it first. Thank you, Billy Fluffers.
Oh, good old Billy Fluff.
Mm-hmm.
Billy from the Pigeon Doctor.
Pigeon Doctor.
Oh, yes.
We'll explain later, Dan.
It's alright. And forget that, we'll introduce you to him via his own audio series, The Pigeon Doctor. Oh, no, copyright. Can we write down the copyright?
Yeah,
Just make sure that's a
small TM. Yeah.
Pigeon Doctor. Okay. Just put
So
it back in
Dynamite,
well.
Dynamite travels with first he travels with Tulip Taylor, who was played by me also. Doctor.
Sorry. Can we just take a moment to reiterate that information slowly for the people at home, and then the voice?
Tulip Taylor, who is played by me.
That sounds like
Doctor. Oh no, Doctor. What do we do? I know Christy. No, it's not Christy. Sorry, I know Tulip. Let's blow him up. Christy's next.
Christy's next, played by Crystal D.
Crystal D.
5WF.
Mm.
Yeah, we mess around with the names too much. Yeah. David, Christy
Christwells existed before we cast Crystal. That is a happy coincidence. It's mad.
It's bonkers.
It's absolutely bonkers. Wibbly wobbly madness, or as we call it, ticky tocky clocky wocky mental in this series.
Let's crunch it. Crash course for those who maybe say someone's listening. They're like, "Oh, I've got 3 hours spare today, but no more time. And then after that, I'm enslaved and can't get any free time ever for the rest of my life. They've locked me up. Help me." Let's ignore their pleas, but instead give them, as far as you guys are concerned, it can either be the definitive or just your personal favourite story for each Doctor.
Do you think we should talk about the next Doctor first?
Well, we'll jump ahead in a moment. We'll make that a spoiler break because War of the Doctors, for those listening right now as this is released, is quite recent.
Okay.
We'll do a spoiler break before
you
we
might
talk
want to edit
about
this
the
bit
next
out
one.
then.
Oh, no, I'm leaving this in. I want to hear the creative process.
Okay.
So
I was saying you should edit out me going, what about the next Doctor? You're going, oh, that's a spoiler, they don't know about that.
Oh, no, I'm leaving all of this in.
Oh.
Even this.
Even this.
And
And
this.
that. And that.
And that too! It's all happening! See, this isn't polished like the stuff you guys do. This is just me saying words and
Okay.
making reference. So, if you have to pick an
Definitive
adventure
stories.
for say, let's start with Fruit Pastel. Fruit Pastel's only really had... Let's
He's
ignore
had-
multi-Doctors for each Doctor for now.
Okay.
So Fruit Pastel's only had the 2 specials so far.
Uh-huh.
Which one would you go for?
Mayday.
I think Mayday of the Doctor's my fave, yeah, but this is up to you
Right.
two.
It's made in Lift of Doom, isn't there?
Mayday and Left of Doom are the 2.
I mean, the Lift of Doom's kind of essential as well. That's where we introduce Eric Klieg. So, yeah, if you want to hop
Master
on,
of the Lift.
Master of the Lift. So, yeah, personally for me, I think Lift of Doom's a quintessential story to listen to.
Hints.
So
we'll just go for Lift of the Doctor. Lift of the Doctor, Lift of Doom. Lift of the Doctor's the sequel. Set with the Dynamite Doctor, and he goes back to the lift and references it quite a lot. Just copyright me. Joel, get writing. Okay, Sorry Doctor. What's the quintessential Sorry Doctor adventure? It's a funny title, that one.
I have a soft spot for On the Line,
That's a good.
Yes!
where the Doctor's
that's a good
climbing up to...
Yeah.
Climbs up some kind of broadcasting tower. I don't know what it is. It's a huge structure. to fix an aerial after he's just had an adventure. It's a set after adventure, and he's just gone up to fix an aerial so everyone can watch TV again. Because he's from the bottom. He's looked up and gone, oh, it's that aerial's arrived. I better go up there. And so David's gone off to the TARDIS, and the Doctor's not shown up. So he's gone back out, and he's found the Doctor dangling from the tower. A crow has startled him, and he's fallen. He's hanging from a rope, and he's stuck up there. So it's literally just him in this situation. There's no enemies. The enemy for this story
For at least sorry.
For this story, it's police incompetence. When the police turn up, they go, Doctor, don't jump. They think he's committing suicide. He's trying to commit suicide or something at first. He just needs helping down and like, don't jump. Stay where you are. I'm doing that. I am hanging on. Help me.
You're right there.
Yes. We hear Dan's glorious whisper shout.
Whisper shout. I don't know how I invented that.
But
I think it's just like filming, and I just don't want my parents to hear me, so I'm like, I need to shout, but I need to... Hello! So it's like not so loud.
Get out!
So,
that's kind of amazing to witness
you're
because
shouting.
physically you are shouting. Like, we can see you physically shouting.
but the volume.
The volume's right down. It's like watching a Stallone flick, but turning it down in case anyone else is awake in the house and you just don't want to disrupt them. Like Demolition Man's on, you just turning it down.
I mean, there's so many good stories in the second wave as well. Like,
I remember really enjoying his first one, The Trouble at Chapel, because the thing is, a lot of stories...
Oh, that's the first one of the second wave.
Of the second wave, because he ends up going to Italy, and there's some sort of lizard running around the
currently unfinished
Sistine Chapel, where who's around? Who's
Michelangelo is painting the ceiling.
Yeah,
trying.
Like a lot of scenarios, he sometimes tries to help, but usually ends up causing more damage than what he's supposed to. So he ends up using this sort of big gun, like a glue gun, to try and take it down, but ends up ruining the entire Sistine Chapel by just covering the whole lot in big white splodge, really. So, yeah. And
Dalek's a cracker, yeah.
I personally, on the line aside, I really enjoy David's Grave, where we've got it's the first of what will hopefully be like a story for every Slurry Doctor wave, where we have 3 separate stories told over a running narrative of them coming across this gravestone that has David's name on it, and they're going like, how did this happen? And then this oracle turns up who like claims to know what's happened, and each time the story gets told, they're going, that's not right, and they tell a different story. So there's 3 different scenarios where David could die.
Which I'm sure is very cheerful for David.
Yes,
it's
something
he
good
definitely
fun.
wants to debate.
Yes, it's good fun. It is good fun. David wrote one of them. It's fine.
It's endorsed.
Yes, it's great. I enjoyed that one.
Skip to Pompous. Is there a definitive Pompous adventure for you guys?
Loving
Doctors.
I love it. That's one of the top ones.
I still really like Joel H. Jolson. He's our writer,
which is a great name, by the way. Joel.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a legitimate name. His debut story, A Good Pug Goes to War.
Yes.
There's something really special about that. I think like there's only a few stories that like I'd adapt to a film if I could, and I think A Good Pug Goes to War is one of them. Set on Metebelis 14, where no one can pronounce the name of the planet correctly. The ruling monarch calls it Metabylaws. Oh, the ruling monarch also happens to be a pug.
Yes.
That can speak.
Called
King Randolph Randolph III. That's it.
Yeah, he has trouble pronouncing Metebelis 14.
Also introduced to the Blobotrons.
Oh, they're interested in that story. Yeah.
But they have appeared in previous 5 Fans videos.
Mm-hmm.
Like a long time ago,
yeah.
like 2012.
They had to come back.
They returned.
Mm-hmm.
I have a huge soft spot for the Corner of the Universe.
Oh,
In
yes,
Series
that is a
3.
good one, isn't it?
Really like that.
I can say that because I didn't write it. It is a good one, isn't it? The Cybermen and...
Yeah, I was going to say, we give that one away. It's a Cyberman story, and it pokes fun at something that I just... Personally, the first time I read it, I was like, oh, God, this is brilliant. Because it just takes a big, affectionate swipe at how chuffed the production team can be on redesigns, and how much really new ideas aren't that new. Like, things can come back around in the most obvious of ways. But I shan't say no more. And as for Dynamite, what would you say is the definitive Dynamite tale at the moment?
We've only had 2 Dynamite stories at the time of the recording. I don't know if any of the
I was going to
wave
say
ones come out yet. There's 5 stories in his first wave, and I'm think that those are probably a bit better. But in terms of the 2 specials he's got at the moment, Dynamite of the Doctor and Convolution of the Doctor. Dynamite of the Doctor is only 5 minutes long, and it's also the only story with Tulip Taylor. Some would say that's a tragedy. Some might not.
She's the Eccleston of Aimless Wanderings.
Yes.
She's about for one tale.
I'm sure we'll see more of her at some point.
What would she say if she was here now?
Doctor!
Oh,
That's all she'd say.
took us back. Took us back. I like it.
Yeah.
This is your spoiler wall, ladies and gentlemen. If you are listening to Aimless Wanderings and you don't want to hear any more about the future or about recent events that you may have not got up to yet, turn off now. Go to aimlesswanderings.co.uk, catch up, I'll slap you. Not really. Well, I might. I'll nudge you. I'll nudge you a bit. Mm-hmm. And I'll make it look like an accident.
I kind of want to talk about Convolution of the Doctor. I was going to say that's my favourite.
Don't go just yet.
I always wait until 30 seconds after they've said something like that anyway as well.
Well, we're going to talk about Convolution of the Doctor for a moment and give you that extra 30-40 seconds to close the tab and open a new one.
Convolution of the
struggling
Doctor.
to like, yes.
Billy's now weeping.
Convolution of the Doctor, kind of a parody of the name of the Doctor.
Really?
Yeah, and it's also Christy Kreiswald's debut story.
For goodness sake.
I've been attacked by a wig.
You're being attacked by a wig in a bag, sorry about that.
It's a good job this is an audio. You don't want to see where we are. You don't want to see where we're sitting. Wigs in bags everywhere.
I have a very unusual hobby. I have a very particular set of skills. For each one, I need a wig. A wig in a bag.
Some of them are alive.
Some of them are still attached to their house.
That's where you like sellotape spiders to them so they move around.
This is their domain now.
So, Convolution of the Doctor.
Yeah.
It's in 2 parts, and combined it is the length of an actual new series episode. I think it's about 42 minutes, but it is worth it. It's brilliant. Again, it's another Joel story, and all the Doctors are in it. It's one of those.
It's the only story that we actually get sort of a bit of a reference to the first Doctor, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes, it's the first time we reference the original Doctor, who we do see. We don't hear his name. We don't hear him speak. We don't hear his name. We don't hear that in any of them. But we don't hear. Well, we. At that point, it's John Granson doing all the voices, so you do hear him speak, but it's only John Granson going, "What is it now?" So
you keep the anonymity by having it performed by a narrator of the audiobook rather than an actor committed to the part, because of course we all know that Gabrielle Wolfe is going to be playing him for
exactly.
definite.
The Doctor of Sutek.
Kneel before the might of the original. You
It
might
works.
say
It
sort of
works.
Spoiler warning.
Dynamite! It's the Doctor here, the cool one that you all fancy, especially you. Yeah. Anyways, you should probably watch out because there's some totally hashtag spoilers coming up if you haven't caught up. Like, there's this bit where one of my best friends dies, so sad, but actually turns out that he's alive. Wow! Yeah, what a twist. Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you? Did you? Oh, Anyway, see you around, Dyna fandom! Dynamite!
Quintessential Doctor
think
appeared,
Hit
yes.
the X, yeah.
They better hit the X. The Quintessential Doctor made her first appearance at the end of War of the Doctors.
a girl doctor.
What the devil might Tadger, good sir.
Yes.
Resulting in possibly the greatest idea for a regeneration ever.
Oh yeah, well, with just quickly on regeneration stories, I think we've mapped out most of them, but
Because so far only one of them is physically...
yeah,
well,
so far.
technically, two had happened, but one has now been written out of history.
Yes.
In Dark... This is spoiler territory, we can talk about it openly.
Okay.
In Darker Past, we saw Pompous become Dynamite, and then Pompous changed how it happened to make sure it wouldn't happen.
He saw it in the future, and he became a bit of a dick too.
An understatement.
To put it mildly.
I think genocide and sort of universal domination is a bit more than a bit
It's
of a
not
dick.
universal domination. It's just not being very nice. It's stepping aside when people actually need your help. I mean, debatably, the Doctor's pretty good at that anyway. And he is pretty incompetent. Which moves on to the Quintessential Doctor quite well, because she is one of the only competent ones.
She unites the previous incarnations
For War of the Doctors, yes.
for War of the Doctors against Pompous as the mysterious woman, who then turns out to actually be
The Quintessential
the Quintessential Doctor, a Doctor
Quincy.
further along. Quincy is she's
Yeah, you
nicknamed,
can call
played
her
by
Quincy.
Livy Douglas,
Yes.
wearing the most kick-ass boots in the history of boots.
Oh yeah, that's by far the best part of the costume. It's true.
It's true. It's a brilliant pair of boots, but they are Livy's as well. So we mere mortals may only glance upon those boots. Livy gets to wear them day in day out. If she chooses.
I mean, like, I remember seeing her a few weeks ago. Her and Crystal came into the pub, and I still remember like looking at the boots and going, "Oh, it's the Quintessential Doctor boots." But of course, she just knows them as her boots.
To you, she was in character. She arrived to sort out some mess.
All the
even
Doctors
knowing.
have parts of their costumes that I've given them. I mean, like that's a bit of trivia for you. I mean, like fruit
Pants grimacing. He didn't give you unwashed underpants.
I've
Something much worse.
I've recently bought Benji a hat to wear, but I don't know whether he'll keep it as fruit pastel or just just wear it casually. I hope he just walks around with it on.
I'll send you a photo as fruit pastel having eaten the hat.
Yes.
Like, just chewing the edge of it.
So the Sorry Doctor.
This sandwich.
His
ah,
waistcoat,
was delicious.
his waistcoat and blazer are mine as a gift to him. I was given
Peace offering, Dan.
it was from a cousin's boyfriend that he grew out of. So like, and I think I was a bit too big for it, so I gave it to Dan. It was the perfect costume. The shirt as well we gave him.
Yeah, there
The
was
blue
a
one.
red-
I
there was a red
found it
one
on the
first,
internet and it was perfect. And me and Elise put question marks on it. We sewed them on, and then of course I bullied Dan into getting a carrot brooch.
You say bullied, surely, Dan, you're desperate to wear an orange vegetable type of person.
Oh, he could not wait. He just didn't realise it, and I don't think he does yet, but he will. He will realise it. I got it for him for his birthday, so he couldn't throw it away.
That sounded so forceful. He will realise it. You'll learn to love it, Dan.
I'm not going to pretend it wasn't forceful. I mean, obviously, Pompous is me, so everything I wear is from him.
From Pompous.
Yes.
Pompous sent it to you.
Oh yeah, Pompous he posted it. Got it all. Dynamite, his new outfit. I've bought John another coat that I found in Primark. And I also got him
In the words of John Hammond, spare no expense.
exactly. And I also got him a snazzy little waistcoat as well.
Which we're going to see a lot more of in Wave 1.
Yes. And of course, with Quintessential, I'm upset that I didn't get Livy those boots, but the waistcoat is actually an old Pompous one. The jacket was found in a charity shop for about £5. It's amazing. And I also I think I found the cravat online, but I think she bought it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember which, but yeah. Anyways, there you go. That's a bit of pointless trivia for you.
Aimless trivia.
Aimless trivia.
Aha! Now, we can't say too much about Quincy Doctor because you're going to have to wait and see, guys. But is Quincy going to return? We're going to see more Quincy?
Yes, don't worry. She's going to be back. She's got her origin story, which may or may not be out at this point. Probably not. And then after that, well, it's not the last we've seen of her.
Can we take a moment to acknowledge that you've beaten the actual show to a female Doctor? Something which gets debated and tossed around as an option all the time and always comes up. You guys have actually beaten them to the punch.
That's true.
Joanna Lumley doesn't count in Curse of Fatal Death.
No, it's true. But when you think about it with the official series, like if there is the risk that the female Doctor won't be popular, that you'll have lots of diehard fans going, "Oh, it's not the same." Whereas with us, like we've got all of our Doctors running at the same time as each other, so it's much easier for us. And
it's the options; people can delve into whatever they like.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, I'm
Although
really happy with
one person who doesn't find the idea to be very, to be something he likes at all in the continuity of him, is wondering, is Fruit Pastel?
Oh no!
How the hell did that idea come about? That his stress kills him.
Oh, it was
stress of losing his gonads.
It was a while ago, and it was a while ago, and we were talking about it. It was just like perfect way for Fruit Pastel to go. This jolly / terrifying character. The best way for him to go would have to be depression. The first Time Lord to regenerate from depression at the thought of a future incarnation
not having a willy,
losing their Todger. My trouser snake!
Good sir.
My Eye of Orion! That was ad-libbed. That's Benji's. In fact, like his last speech, his minute-long speech, is all him. It's incredible. He's reading through the script. You go in the lines he sent me. You can hear him reading through the script and going, "Oh, it says here Benji to do them. Okay, okay, right." And he thinks for like 3-4 seconds, and he comes out with this incredible monologue that I've kept all of. I keep all of, and it's just this incredible speech. It goes on for like a minute about Chuckle Brothers and Miranda Hart not being allowed to succeed. Yeah. And a vase bought for him by the... Yeah, it's incredible. It's actually incredible. And, but, you know, as regeneration goes, I think I was starting to talk about it earlier, but as regeneration goes, we do kind of have a vague idea of how they're all going to go, and we thought we wanted to do every regeneration story differently. We only have a limited number of Doctors, so why not try every possible kind of regeneration story we could do? So for the first regeneration story, we wanted to do it as a surprise with Fruit Pastel. This is our first proper one. And the best way to do that was not tell anyone.
Aha. If you listen to this, you've already listened to it. And if you haven't already listened to it...
Sorry.
You gits.
You still couldn't find that X.
Yeah. It's in the
you should have just thrown the computer or iPod or whatever you got, just thrown it out the window. But yeah, it's a surprise one, and yeah, we've got something different planned for each of them that I can't tell you about.
Not a single dicky bird. Not a
single dicky bird. I just need everyone to know that we know what's going to happen with them. You know, I've told you.
I know a few of them. I'll take the information to the grave, because as soon as we finish recording this, you're both going to kill me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can see Dan sharpening the blade.
You need to make sure he's not carving it on his gravestone.
Sorry, who was that? Was that Pompous?
I have no idea.
Is he leaking through to murder in the real world?
I've voiced like 30 characters for the series, so it could be any of them.
Could be any. By Jing, by Jove, by Strauss. Quickly dive into the other world. We've talked about this before, but we're going to talk about it again. Five Who fans. For those not familiar, you're an idiot. Watch it. It exists. I'm in it. It's good. Five Who fans.
Please send your hate mail this way.
Don't send any hate mail. In fact, no, do send hate mail, but include a returning address so that we can at least track you down. I didn't actually say that. I did. So, favourite videos you guys have done? Do you have a fave? A particular fave one? This is Five Who fans confidential. I'm getting in deep here.
The problem is we started in 2012. So
it's been quite a while. There's quite a lot of vids.
It's been like 100 or so, haven't there?
Any you've got an affection for them?
No, never look back.
Oh, okay. Never surrender.
Never look back for obvious reasons.
I still think one of mine is the Ninth Doctor video from a few years ago. Not just because it has a sneaky Dan cameo in it. It has Chris Eccleston in the
Ninth Doctor versus the 10th Doctor.
Yes, way back when, before the Snowman, wasn't it? It was
the narrative where I'm trying to do a video about the Ninth Doctor, and everyone keeps ringing me and saying, "You should be making it Christmas Eve because it's Christmas Eve." So yeah,
Lots of planets have a north. Lots of planets have a north. Just getting hits in the Mortal Kombat.
yeah, we
Street
go
Fighter bit at the end is
proper
fantastic.
Tekken with it. We have Ninth Doctor versus 10th Doctor. We put the camera on a track and everything, so it moves with them.
I've got a soft spot for that. I have a soft spot for the Crimson Zone. That's because of the
Which
Twilight
we need
Zone.
to see more of, Dan.
Yeah, I'd love to see more. I want to delve more into that world. In fact, I'm going to request a cameo here and now, and you're under pressure because you're on mic. So
I don't know. Right? Yes.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Why are you
yeah.
shaking your head?
No, yeah.
Why have you got your fingers crossed? Why are you backing away, Dan? Why are you leaving the room? Dan, no! Well, you heard it here, folks. Yeah, and excuse me. Recently, the election special. There was an election one, which came out not too long ago. Before this, obviously parodying a real life event, the birth of the second child of Kate Middleton. No,
Exactly.
it was all about that. Dan, that was a monster to put together.
It's our
How the
third,
hell are you still alive?
I don't know, it's our third longest video. Like I was looking through, it's like our longest ones are like History of 5 Who Fans. We did
Yes.
2 of those.
Those are biggies, yeah.
They got 40 minutes. So yeah, it was. I didn't expect because we filmed. I filmed with you, Chris, first, and we filmed all bits. Then I started getting things from other people, and there was like there's quite a lot of stuff coming in. Right. And
With,
I had
with
2
every
days.
new email, you're like, oh god, is this more?
So yeah, that was quite a bit. It was fun. It was fun to do, but
Who did you two vote for in the showrunner election?
Toby Whithouse for me because of being human.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
I do like being human. In fact, behind you there,
Yeah, I noticed.
amidst the wigs, is being human in a bag
Yeah, one of them is getting consumed. One of the
by Aidan Turner's hair.
yes.
Dan, how about you? Like, who did you vote for, or who would you have voted for?
Who would I vote for? Holy cow! I don't.
The whole cow wasn't running this year.
I think they're kind of the equivalent of the Monster Raving League Party, aren't they?
Yeah.
The Holy Cow Party,
Holy cow party.
which is actually like a sort of a pious, enormous mammal that produces milk. It's
Bathe within my leavings. You will learn the truth. Stand beneath the udder and just absorb everything. Oh, Phil.
next series of Doctor Who. Grass.
I'll tell you, I vote for Gareth Roberts.
Oh
Yeah, because I'm sorry, I like his work on Wizards vs Aliens and Sarah Jane. I'd be eager to see him
That's a good call.
tinker around with Doctor Who.
I mean, there's a lot of writers that produce good stuff, but I mean,
couple
but
we
you.
forgot.
But there's, I mean, there's some writers that aren't served very well within the show because obviously, it's teamwork. But you feel like if they were left to their own devices, and they could give us something quite special. He did do Life on Mars. Matthew Graham did do Life on Mars, for instance.
Which we forget. Which is a show.
of every list.
Yeah.
And that whole thing, he was sort of the bottom. Even though throughout the whole video we're making fun of DWIP, still Matthew Graham was right constantly at the bottom.
I think it's more out of people's curiosity to see what the DWIP was going to be within this fictional election. I think they just wanted to see where it was going to go. I'm voting for him.
And it did not disappoint.
We talk about a bloodbath ending.
just maybe.
So many people died in this video. Is it the highest body count of the
I
5
wonder if the
video?
actual general election will be as interesting. Obviously, by this point, it's already happened. So,
It'll have happened so people...
God,
you
who
could
do
let
you
us
think
know.
Prime Minister is at the
Insert name.
moment?
Oh yes, sir.
I think Cannon Smallwood's Prime Minister. I think he made it.
Just think, could be Ed Miliband.
Listening
this
right now.
moment. Ed Miliband's listening right now going, yes, I am Prime Minister. I can't do it.
I think Al Murray will surprise everybody and rise
yeah.
up through the ranks in the last minute as a fictional character. And
There's-
then the
there's
joke, then the fun of it will have gone too far, and he'll have to actually.
I don't think we should be talking too much about politics. This is
Oh
how people get
God,
upset.
no! We're in a room full of wigs. I'm not like politics is the last thing on my after football. Politics is like the last thing on my radar.
And they're starting to organise themselves into colours now.
All the wigs. Oh
Yeah.
God! Oh no!
There's a wig election happening. We just did not. No idea.
That one looks rather hungry.
Oh, I don't like the look of those yellow and purple ones.
Oh God! Ew.
Oh.
Ew. So
5 Who fans.
Yeah, 5 Who fans. We can catch you guys on the website now. There's brand new stuff, articles
Yes,
as well as videos. and everything.
.co.uk.
How the hell did you snag that? I'm
Maybe.
surprised that domain name was available, really, just because
Well,
it's a simple one.
Well, yeah, it's easy to remember. Well, yeah, we're getting business cards and everything.
I'm surprised BBC Worldwide didn't nab it first, just to be like, no, you can't have it. We won't let you.
Yeah, you click on it, it's just a middle finger. Haha. But yeah, I'd advise. I mean, you can go on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/the 5 Who fans. But I think 5WF is a good place to go because you can access everything from there anyway.
It's the hub of everything.
Yes.
Beijing. It's got absolutely everything. The mind
Articles,
could want.
links to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and the podcast, Aimless Wanderings. You get our reviews written up and video, and you can see each of us as they are. Yeah, and you also look at previous members.
Yes, those who left this world many moons ago. Yes, in fact, we all take just a moment's silence for Benji, David, and John. No, actually dead though, are they?
I don't think so.
No, I mean,
Did you sort it?
I mean, I haven't heard from David in a while. Maybe yes.
I remember hearing from John last.
Benji's been quiet.
he texted me earlier, John, to say that Avengers was rubbish. So I think he's okay.
Well, that's for him to believe, and for the rest of us to sort of debate a bit. But forget Avengers. Let's talk about the Avengers of time and space. Aimlesswanderings.co.uk. Brand new waves coming soon. All the adventures available, and on iTunes as well, if you guys want to download it to your iPods and your Zunes and all those crazy things you listen to, because you're all hip and modern and that. Dan, Billy, thank you very much for joining me in this
Thank you, Chris.
room of carnivorous head pieces. If you want to get out of here, by the way, there's the exit is kind of between that large afro and the bangs, but you may have to.
They're moving now. It's blocked.
Oh,
Is there any way we can lure them away, or
Do they eat things?
we could appease them with a sacrifice. Bagsy, not me. You two can play rock paper scissors for it, and hopefully, maybe I'll see you all.
No.
They're
Rock,
actually
paper,
playing.
Scissors.
No, do it again.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh,
Yes, I win! I win!
Well, we're
Dan's to be sacrificed.
We're going to sacrifice Dan to some carnivorous wigs, and I'll
Right.
see you next week for
Take
more
care,
9
everyone.
is 10.
Thanks for listening.
Goodbye, my
Help me.
dears.
Goodbye. Tally
Help,
ho!
I'm going to be killed.
Alright, you lot. In the middle of a cyber civil war at the moment, so can't stay long. Hope you enjoyed that really long chat, and if you didn't, oh well, time's relative and all that, so probably doesn't matter how much you just wasted. Remember to turn up next week for some more 9 is 10 goodness. I'm the Doctor, signing off. Bye!